I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys, today we're talking about Wendell Moore. How do I feel about Wendell Moore? As you guys know, I am going to be going through every single prospect, even some guys that aren't on this list, because there's quite a few that didn't even make this list of the top 60 that can make the draft in general. There's a lot of those guys, and I'm definitely going to be talking about them who I believe are going to slip into that second round. Now, with that being said, we got to talk about Wendell Moore, and you guys know I've been so excited. I've been just so happy to talk about a lot of these players. Like it's been amazing. I've had so much fun thinking about what type of player they could be. And I have to be honest, Wendell Moore is just not one of those guys that excite me. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it'll be a bad pick. I actually think it'll be a really good pick. Even this mock draft here has him late in the first round, but he's being projected to be around that mid first round pick. So we don't really know, but as it stands right now, it's all over the place. But I think that the combine really helped him. So let's go. We're going to go into stats, and then we're going to talk about what type of player he is. And I'll just tell you why I might not be super excited, but I definitely understand any team that picks him. So let's go ahead and go into the stats. So statistically, pretty solid. Once again, 13.4 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 50% field goal percentage. And as you can see here, that is stupid impressive, especially for a forward to put up that many assists, and his rebound numbers are pretty decent. And with him being 6'5", that means you got a pretty high motor to get those many, those amount of rebounds per game. So scrolling down, it's nothing really that's going to stand out that just gets you overly excited. His percentages are fairly good. Even his 3-point percentage is really good. I mean, when he's averaging nearly 3-point attempts per game, and he got 41.3 field goal percentage. That is pretty doggone good. And one thing that is promising, and stupid promising actually, is his free throw percentage. It shows that he definitely has a nice stroke, and he could become a very good shooter coming to the NBA with 80.5% field goal percentage. I mean, free throw percentage. That is stupid good, like really good. So that's stupid impressive, and that's not something that you want to necessarily ignore. Now, what type of player is he? Well, I've already said in the combine, he gotten quite a bit of praise. And what I've been seeing a lot of is that it's this differential here, this wingspan differential, that he's third out of the people that they measured as far as wingspan differentials. So with that being said, that definitely helps him with that lack of size at that forward position. The fact that he has a massive wingspan is going to just play into his favor. Any team that he goes to, he's going to have quite a bit of versatility there. Now, what type of player he is, I have to say that he is just a solid, and I mean really solid, basketball player, in that he has a very high IQ. He's very good at passing the ball. Good offensive IQ, good defensive IQ, just overall good player. And he would, any team that he goes to, he's going to be a very solid role player, in my opinion. Now, he definitely has more of an upside, where some people have kind of compared him to a Bruce Brown. But even with that, that's still kind of a role player, right? So I don't necessarily think that he's going to come into the NBA and become a superstar or a star by any means, but he is going to come in the NBA, I think, pretty ready to play. High IQ, high motor, good catch and shooter, decent catch and shooter at that. He has a little bit of a pull up. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just something about him where I just don't get that excited. I don't know if it's just all the other prospects where I just see so much upside there, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, it might be a gamble, but they have so much potential there. For him, I just see him coming into the league and fitting a very good role with any team. And I think that he's definitely going to be a guy throughout his career in the NBA, make some pretty key plays for his team. But it's not really a lot I can say about him. I really would just suggest you guys to just come up with your own opinion on this, because this is just one of those weird ones for me where I can't necessarily just justify why I'm 100% not excited about him. I just don't know what it is. But like I said, it might just be the fact that I don't see the necessary crazy amount of upside that some people have said. But like I said, I just don't know. But he's a high IQ, good passer of the ball, good IQ, good defensive IQ, just not somebody that's going to be able to really create his own shot or be much of a dynamic scorer at all. And that's just my opinion. But let's go ahead and go into the pros and cons of this guy. And this is usually, this doesn't give us much utility because most of the things that I say are already on here when we look at it. But I think that this would be best just to kind of see what they have to say and the professionals have to say, because your boy here, I just don't know how to feel. So here are the pros. Decent scorer off the dribble. Like I said, he got somewhat of a pull-up. Decent shooter. Can post up smaller players. Excels at scoring on off-ball motion plays. Solid playmaker. I would say he's actually a really good playmaker. Solid rebounder for his size. We talked about that. Solid defender. Yeah. Good athlete. He is a good athlete. I don't think that he has much hang time. Now, that's another thing, too, coming out of the combine, is that he did, you see where it is. Here it is. He jumped 38.5 inches on his max vertical jump at the combine, and that impressed quite a few scouts or teams in general. So moving on. Here we go. Inconsistent shooter, can be reluctant to take outside jumpers, prone to hoisting up questionable shots, can play too wildly on offense, can be undisciplined defensively, can be too inconsistent in games. And I think that inconsistency is just going to come with me personally thinking he's a role player. I could be wrong though. Oh, this is actually a really good sentence. Okay, I just read over this like just now. Wendell Moore is a tough physical swing man that could project to be a defensive specialist at the NBA level. Maybe that's what it is, because in this draft, there's so many guys that have good defense, and especially if he's going to land somewhere in the mid first round, it just makes me like you could take a guy that has that defensive specialty ability, but then at the same time still has pretty good offense as well. But I don't know, not something to sneeze at. I'll stop. Let me just shut up. He has fairly solid playmaking and defensive skills, and he played really well in his team's overtime win over North Carolina as a freshman. So far, Moore is having a very good junior season, and he is a very athletic swingman whose strong physical tools and intriguing skill set could enable him to get looks from NBA teams in the late first to second round range of the 2022 draft. And like I've said, I've seen him all over the place. I've seen him late first round. I've seen him in the middle. I'll say this. If he's a late first round pick, he might low-key be a steal. I'll say that right now. He low-key a steal. Okay, but if he's in a mid first round, I just don't know. It's not necessarily a guy with all this talent in this draft. It's not necessarily somebody I'm just super hype on. So you guys let me know what you think. This was kind of more of a downer video. I feel bad because honestly, he is a good player and he will be a very safe pick. And maybe that's what it is. He's just too safe for me, man. I like a little danger, but you guys let me know what you think. Tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. It is what it is. This is one where I just don't really have a lot to justify not loving him like a lot of other people do. It's just something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it's Duke. I don't like Duke. But anyways, I'll give it to you guys later. Until next time, deuces.